right here with Mr. Steve Corn, owner of Newhall Escrow. Thanks again for joining us, Mr. Steve.
Glad to be here, Don and Gino.
Yeah, you're always Mr. Shy Guy. Never have anything, no input, no information.
I'm short of things to say.
Yeah, right. Anyways, that's why we love having Steve Corn, one of our good friends, fellow co-host, and an integral part of our real estate community, without a doubt, Stevie.
Thank you.
How can they get a hold of you, Mr. Steve?
Two ways. newhallescrow.com is our website, interactive information, facts and figures, great information about 1031 exchanges, commonly asked questions, things that you would not want to not know the answer to at a cocktail party, so you can sneak away, just go on our website and see the question and get the answer right there on the spot. And then we also have a community resource and a link to the Vault magazine for APRG.
Yeah, baby.
And otherwise, our phone number is 259-3450 at 661-259-3450. Probably one of the oldest held phone numbers in Santa Cruz.
No doubt about
53 years.
Just like you.
Yeah, right.
And let me clarify something, because you're going, okay, he's an escrow guy. My agent picks escrow. But just so you know, I'm going to clarify, because Steve won't. But you have a choice. You have a choice of who your escrow person is. In most cases, sometimes you'll be countered out, but you can ask to work with Steve Corn, because he is my bro, and he's done a great job in all my transactions. Or if you're doing a refinance, you can ask for Steve. If you're selling your home on your own, for sale by owner, Steve is the man. So reach out to Steve Corn at Newhall Escrow at newhallescrow.com. All right, that's your plug, buddy.
Thank you, bud. Appreciate it. $5 is coming.
Hey, so funny. So I'm listening to that, and I go, FSBOs, they're back, right? They're going in. People think they could sell their own home. Assist to sell is booming. You know, I remember seeing this many, many years ago when that do-it-yourself group came back. And you know what? It's so dangerous. You take on so much liability. You're going to lose. National Association of Realtors says you're going to lose 9%. A typical real estate
3%.
Commission is 6%,
right.
So you're going to lose a net 3%.
Right.
So if you're willing to take a lot of risk to lose 3%, unless you're selling your house to your kid, don't do it.
I agree.
I knew that was coming. So we just teed up Marcella Pittman with Realty Executives and the HomeTeamSold.com team. We have Shannon Travis. Hello, Shannon. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and Mr. Mark Odell. I say it like that because as long as he's not behind me with a red light, I'm all good. 36-year veteran.
Don't have to worry about that anymore. He's selling real estate, so we're good to go.
I know. Thank you.
I had some friends, though, that can take care of business.
I was sure he still has a ham radio somewhere.
So let's talk about where we're at with the real estate community, because it's imperative you understand where you're at. Otherwise, it's going to be frustrating. Are you hearing me out there? If you are trying to buy or sell, it can be very frustrating unless you work with true professionals and understand where we are in this market right now. And we got great professionals with Marcella, Shannon, Mark, and of course Gino will chime in. He's got a lot of experience as well, and Steve Corn, with this challenging market we have right now, because we do not have enough inventory for the amount of people that want to be in homes. So that presents challenges.
It does. And, you know, the other thing that presents challenges is, as Steve said earlier, it's very difficult. It's a changing environment, right? So things are changing on a day-to-day basis, and it's very difficult because you can get confusing information. You could talk to 17 lenders. Everybody's got a different opinion. We're going into a market where products are changing. We're going into a market where companies are taking different stances. So be with someone you trust. Be with someone that's accountable to the local people you work with. I mean, you have to trust your team. If you lose trust, you've lost everything, because we're the people in your best interest that the only thing we care about is that you get your keys.
Oh, I love that.
One of the things I wanted to mention about accountability was not just to our clients and ourselves, but our community. Okay, that's a big thing. When you add that to the mix, and maybe, you know, for me, it adds a much bigger perspective. And to the point of what you're saying, Gino, you know, for the listeners out there right now that are contemplating getting into a real estate transaction, I think one of the key things to remember right now is that the industry is impacted gratefully with lots of transactions. However, what that means is that the various systems that we all rely upon are being taxed. Expecting things to happen faster
Thank you, Steve.
is not realistic. You know what I mean? So it's part of, I know the topic we're going to segue into right now is expectations and time frames for success. So, you know, I just wanted to throw that out there and make sure that people understand that we're, you know, even though we have a lack of inventory, what's being listed as getting sold, thankfully, but we're all working diligently to try to keep our levels of service up in an environment that is challenging, to say the least. So the essential communication part of the discussion we're having is very, very important at this time.
Boy, that makes sense with what we were talking with the HomeTeamSold.com group about communication, being accountable. So, Marcel, I'm gonna start with you on. So now we have obviously low inventory. We have. How are you helping your buyers and sellers deal with multiple offers? How are you in certain ways?
Well, again, it all boils down to we can touch on what what Steve said, and Awesome Town sells itself. It's just a fantastic community. We love being here, and it all goes down to the moving parts again, and the moving parts again is picking the best lender, picking the best escrow, having the most reliable, trustworthy agents that know people, because this is a rather small, large community, and most of us have been here for many years, and we know people. We all have worked in this industry for so long that we know who is going to start from the very beginning. In your case, when you guys actively get a client, you follow it through, you're on top of it, and it can be such a frustrating process that if you don't have reliable people working hard all the time, it's going to fail. And I think most realtors in our community, we're very well aware of the workers.
Those who are accountable and going to get the job done.
Absolutely.
Which is really the ultimate goal.
Right.
It's not just about going out and finding a home or selling a home. It's really the ultimate goal is actually having it sold or moving in, getting the keys to your new home. So two-part is, we believe the pre-approval process is imperative.
Absolutely.
And then two, obviously the negotiation process and working with a local team that everybody trusts, as you're saying, right?
Absolutely. And again, if we're on the listing side and we're getting multiple offers, we want to see who's got the most information, because that's what the seller wants to see. Everybody wants to see as much in black and white as possible, because at the end of the day, time is money, and we want to know exactly, what is happening, what we need to be prepared for. And just like, getting the inspections done, you want to get them done quickly. You want to kind of see everything done up front as possible. And then it's, the process that you attend to.
It's funny. We just had my good friend Bob Geyer, who's in a Ventura County chapter education and a million other badges of home inspectors. And that's what he said the trend was. The trend was fast inspections. Very difficult, very challenging for them. A lot of those guys are one-man bands. And he said, the trend is 5 to 7 days.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and why for anybody, for the seller and the buyer, if there's potentially a problem, we want to know immediately so we can go ahead and, remedy it and take care of it.
All right. You brought up another key thing, and the reason you're going to want to stay tuned for the last segment. And again, you can see this live by going to donandgino.com. We have 3 HD cameras switching back and forth amongst us. But you're going to want to stay tuned because there are potential challenges coming real soon, and it's going to be key of who you work with, who understands them, who's going to navigate through them to help you succeed in real estate industry. Because trust me, these are some of the biggest changes our real estate industry has seen in years. So stay tuned so you know what they are and how to navigate through them on the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. Don't go away.